Hi, I'm Ross Alexander, and I'm here at the Mardi Gras in Blackpool on Lord Street. And I've just bumped into an old friend of mine, and you may recognise her. It's the one and only Miss Mary Kiani.
The years have gone by, but I can't give up hope. It's all too much for you because I need you. I just can't cope.
I don't like to. So thrilled to be here.
We're going to have a big chat with you and find out what you do back in the UK. So
Is that the question?
So Mary, obviously you will know from being in the Scottish rave band, the Time Frequency, and then they went on to have several solo top 20 hits in her own right, and since then has carried on officially being a big dance diva. Blackpool's been one of these places she keeps coming back to. We've worked together in Blackpool quite a few times, haven't we?
Well, you're the reason that I'm here, really. I don't really have I don't have any connections here in Blackpool. Like I was saying, I've never even seen the Illuminations, but it's always lovely to be invited.
Yeah.
To be invited to Blackpool and to say that I played back Blackpool, you know.
Don't worry, you didn't ride here, did you? And then we stopped to make
Sapphires.
Sapphires. We did Bear Fence.
Did we? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But you do tend to come back, will you, to Blackpool? And I think a lot of that's got to do with the fact that Blackpool is quite a popular place for people from Glasgow.
That's right, because right now it's the Glasgow Fair.
Yeah.
And like back in the day, you know, when I was growing up, you always heard about everybody going to Blackpool, but for some reason I never actually went to see Blackpool until you invited me here. So it's all because I had.
So you were a Glaswegian bird.
Can you tell?
But you live in Australia now, so how did that come about?
So back in the 90s, as some of the viewers might have sussed out by now, is I had a lot of hits back in the 90s. All dance hits, big in the gay clubs, big in just all the clubs everywhere. And unbeknownst to me, the DJs in Australia were playing my records, they were hammering my records, they were loving it. And I got a phone call, and my manager got a phone call one day saying we'd like to bring Mary up to Australia. I'd never even thought of going to Australia, you know. It could have been next to Blackpool, I had no idea, you know. It was like, and that was that, and I went over there and I stepped off that plane, and I just felt at home right away. They had an amazing club scene over there, and I just did a tour around the whole of Australia. I just fell in love with it. But I think it was because the club scene was so strong, and the DJs, you know, the DJ presence and the talents of those DJs in Australia was just amazing. They were playing all the best music. The clubs were just the best ever.
When I went out there, we discussed before, I was out there living out in Australia in 1996, and so I was there kind of before you arrived in person, and I was there to witness the impact your music was having before you actually arrived.
Yeah.
And I've been back to Australia since, and to say that you're an icon, a gay icon in general, over there, it's something even bigger. In a sense of being an icon. You did the Sydney Mardi Gras, didn't you?
I do the Sydney Mardi Gras every single year. I'm always very active, proactive within the community. I'm always putting on shows. I always love to be involved.
But you actually performed at
I performed in 2006 Mardi Gras with my whole team drag queens. The choreography was done by Minnie Cooper. People might know Minnie Cooper from RuPaul's Drag Race. But I just felt honoured to actually have that chance to be on that stage, you know, because I've been dancing there for years with all my pals.
And over in Australia, which I've noticed a lot, obviously through lockdown or through COVID, that you kind of took up on yourself to do performances out on your home balcony, which were great, and it attracted a considerable amount of followers around the world. But then it kind of got a bit deeper, and I just remember saying to you at one point, you know, where do you find the time to do all this? But you run choirs over there, several choirs. You do themed Scottish events around Australia. You get involved, as I said before, with the Mardi Gras and the bagpipers. And you become a real, apart from being musical icon over there as well, you become a real member of the community over there.
Yeah, well, that's really important to me. My family are very rainbow. You know, we're mixed up with everything, and that's lovely, you know, and my kids mean everything, and they've been brought up in that environment where aunties and uncles are drag queens and transsexuals, but that's normal for my children, and I just think that's such a great thing in this day and age, that my children see all that is normal. There's nothing, you know, And to me, that's wonderful. I mean, I was brought up in a little council town in Glasgow. None of that would have been accepted there,
Yeah.
you know, and I always felt from a young age that I didn't quite belong there. And I think that's what it was. I'm just, you know, I was too glittery.
Yeah, the thing is, what I was going to say to you about you know, we all know about the time frequency days. We know about the solo hits with Mercury, but then there was a gap, and then you came out with the Sydney Sessions, the album, and then you kind of went up in a completely opposite direction, and you did a jazz album, and that was such a contrast. But the album was beautiful. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I think, Ross, at the end of the day, I'm a working musician. So whatever the music is, because I teach people to sing as well. They say, well, what kind of singing teacher are you? Like, what do you teach? And I says, I just teach voice. You know, I think as a singer, we should be able to sing anything.
Yeah.
You know, and then people will say to me, oh, what's your most favourite gig? My favourite gig could even be tonight. It's all about what I get from the audience. Doesn't matter where it's at. If I get that love and I get that response, then that's my best gig. That's my best night, you know, and like on the porch or doing the jazz album. And I think as a singer, as a musician, you've got to keep getting inspired yourself to keep on going. You know, we can't just stay in that pigeonhole and this is all I do. I'm a singer of songs, whatever they may be.
He tried pretending our dance is just a dance, but I see he's dancing his way back to me. Yes, he discovered we are truly lovers, married from the very start. 'Cause love just can't be proven, and it don't need moving, even though we dance apart. We started dancing and love put us into a groove. As soon as we started to move.
So today you had, I think, if I remember rightly, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've got 3 albums out.
You probably know more than me though, guys.
You've had 3 albums out. Of course, you had the original Long Part Funky Dreams. Then you had the Sydney Sessions. Then you had the jazz album out.
And now,
I now believe
Oh.
you are working on a new album, which is called.
Kiani reimagined.
Tell us a little bit about that. What's that going to?
Well, again, it's just, I've been singing for so long. There's so many amazing songs, so many tunes that people know, and so many tunes that people don't know. And I just felt it was about time to just collect all the best of the best, you know, and get people like yourself to help me put it together. And I think they're going for another Kiani album.
So, what's it like? You're coming back to Britain this time, but you've come back off the back of a #1 in club tape.
That's right. Well, again, just because of my fame, if you like, back in the 90s, there's DJs and producers, they weren't even producers back then, but they are now producers, and they're now putting stuff together. And one of them, Mark, Love Rush, got in touch with me, and he was a big fan from back in the 90s. He said, I'd love to do a track with you. What do you think of this tune? And I loved it. Very 90s, and I really am a 90s babe. And I loved it right away. And I've got my old studio back home. I recorded the vocals, sent the vocals down, and I Feel You was born. And I just really loved it. And I just really loved the fact that it was getting a lot of people were noticing it. And we had a #1 and the Music Week charts. DJs were picking it up. I was getting phone calls or messages. Love your track, love your track. Again, as a working musician, it's just great to be back in there again. There's people, when they don't hear of you, they think you've gone somewhere, but I didn't go anywhere. You're still making music, but it's just people like yourself, like Mark Loverush, DJs, producers around the world that maybe ask me to do something that gets my name back out there again. It just reminds people that I am still here, and I am still making music, and I am still the same Mary for the Law. Not as Jenny.
So in the meantime of all this busy schedule being a pop star, a huge member of the community, you're out in Sydney with your 2 children, Summer and Jack.
Summer and Jack.
Jack's an up-and-coming musician himself. He's played sax.
He's playing saxophone, and in fact, he's playing saxophone on I Feel You.
On the new single.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So do you think you'll be doing more in that style of music, the more house-related stuff? Or
No, whatever comes to me, And like I said, Ross, my next song might be, someone might ask me to do a song I've never thought of doing before, and I sing it and I love it. That's my new favourite song. It doesn't matter. If I feel good when I'm singing it, that's my favourite song.
Well, Brie, that's it with Mary Kiani. Until next time she's back here in the UK. Thank you so much for having a chat.
Thank you, Ross.
Great gig
Thank you,
tonight.
Blackpool Television, and happy Glasgow Fair.
Mary Kiani, everybody.
Thank you.